I was absolutely bricking it. I can't lie to you.
Do you know what? You was like an annoying little brother, I'm not going to lie.
If you get on that show, how can you make it different from what you've already watched?
I was bricks. I don't know if I'm allowed to swear.
I bumped into you. I was on my way to get a McDonald's. I think you were on the way back.
Hello! I'm alright, are you?
There's no way I'd be able to live with my life if I couldn't get a slinky on my head.
Welcome back again. We have got another member, another contestant from 99 to Beat. Introduce yourself. Tell me why you applied for the show, what you do.
Yeah, hello. My name is Joe, and I applied for the show because it was on my bucket list. I wanted to be on a television program, and after COVID, I decided not to wait till I retire and start doing my bucket list. I start traveling. I start doing a lot more meaningful things that I thought that I couldn't wait because I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. That's what I learned from COVID. One of them is to be on television, and also I wanted to take a message to the screens. I'm autistic, and I wanted to see to show people the value of autistic people, because the first thing that people think when I say I'm autistic is what's wrong with you. Well, there's nothing wrong with me. I have a lot of abilities, and I wanted to show on television that with the right conditions, with the right support, I can do a lot of things.
Yeah. I think a lot of people, in fairness, it was a bucket list thing that they wanted to tick it off and say they've been on TV. And I mean, even for me, it's just when you start seeing the adverts and stuff, that's when you start thinking, whoa,
Yeah,
it's real. This you're on telly. What place did you come?
I'm allowed to say it.
Yeah, because it'll come out afterwards.
Oh, I came fourth. I nearly reached the final, and to be honest, it was for a flipping cone. I got eliminated a cone. The two massive industrial cones that they asked us. I needed one on the floor, 2 meters apart, one with me. I needed to flip it. Needed to do 360. I'll land on the top of the flipping cone. I couldn't do it for all. I got eliminated there. I was so close to reach the final, but I went beyond my expectations. Every day was a new challenge. For me, the most difficult challenge was the first few days, because if you ask me what's your worst nightmare, is to put me in a room with 100 people I don't know, who all of them, they're very loud. They was full, as you can see on your podcast and blogs, that everybody in 99 to Beat have their own personality, and they were shining. And it was very difficult for me to be able to focus and just be myself. But as the days went past, I feel more comfortable, and I think that's how I started to shine, probably after episode 3. Because for the first 3 episodes, I was terrified, but I was focused on not being last, and I managed to do that. Once a lot of people got eliminated, that I thought that's my time. I'm only here once. I'm gonna grab this opportunity and try to do as best as I can, as I did. And I think I produced a few of the most exciting and nail-biting moments of the show.
So how did you feel going out at so close to the final?
A bit disappointed on the day, because I wanted. We are so close. Then you still believe that you can do it. But I'm quite proud of myself. I came on a mission that I wanted to give a positive image of autistic people, and I think I did that. I managed to talk about to show society that we can do a lot of things, and I think that's what I came to do. That, and I came fourth. Is the worst position you can come, because I'm a runner, and normally I always aim for 1, 2, 3, and fourth is the one who never wins. But I always say, other people went to big shows, came fourth, like Harry Styles. One Direction came fourth, and have a look at where is he now. Who knows? I don't know what's going to happen. I'm taking every day to go along, every opportunity, and I'm going to embrace. If I have any little fame, I'm going to embrace it as much as I can. If not, I'll go back to do what I'm doing because I was happy anyway beforehand being a nurse because I'm a nurse by background, and that's what I'm. That's my plan. I don't have a plan. I just take everything as it comes along and go with it. It's like riding on a tide, surfing on a tide to see where it goes. That's where I'm going now.
So tell me what you do about the other stuff you do. I've seen a lot of stuff on your social media. What is your day-to-day life? What is it that you do?
Well, I was a nurse for 25 years. I was a nurse. Then during COVID, I was redeployed to work in the front line, and I work in intensive care in the intensive care unit. And that was one of the hardest moments of my career, but also one of the proudest moments that I have. I wasn't prepared for the roller coaster of emotions that I experienced on that intensive care unit. Every time that I opened the double doors, I was risking my life. A lot of patients die, some survive. I was going from happiness because a patient wake up to sadness because somebody was dying. It was emotions on a roller coaster. And I also was very frustrated because I couldn't help as much as I wanted, and I ended up with a mental breakdown at the end. And that's what all my life, I think, changed. And I decided that to live my life and change my life and do what I wanted to do things that I love to do. And that's when I start also running. I start also working with helping other people with learning disabilities, autism like me. And I left nursing, and then but I'm still working for the NHS. I'm working for the NHS trying to improve the number of people like me, autistic or learning disabilities, who have a career in the NHS. And I'm very passionate about that. And every year I have around 12 youngsters between 16 and 25 to gain their skills to have a successful career in the NHS. And apart of that, I'm also raising awareness of mental health because the first things that happened to me is when I got my mental health crisis, I was quite ashamed. I didn't tell anybody. I thought that people will judge me that I was not capable to be a nurse. I thought that people would say that I was less of a man. And it took me a long time to realize that for a long time I neglected my mental health. And there's nothing to be ashamed. If you don't take care of your mental health, then you, at some point, you will have a crisis. It's the same as the physical health. If you don't take care of your diet, if you don't go some exercises, and if you don't do anything for your physical health, you will end up with some problems, diabetes, heart attack, or something. Is the same with the mental health. And now what I'm trying to do is also raise awareness, positive awareness of mental health and taking care of your mental health. Because I'm trying to also to support nurses like me, who they may still thinking that they can cope, to take a minute and think about their mental health, because I want to prevent nurses like me burn out and left the profession, because we need as many nurses as possible in the front line. And then running, one thing went to another, and I ended up having 2 Guinness World Records. I'm currently I'm the fastest man to run a marathon dressed as a Christmas cracker, and I used to be the fastest man to run a marathon dressed as a pint of beer at the London Marathon. Unfortunately, that record got broken, but I can say I was the first crazy man, full outfit. I'll have it here behind me. This is the pint of beer. Is a proper pint of beer. Weighs it weighs nearly 2 stones. And I managed to run the marathon and beat the Guinness World Record by 67 seconds. I thought for a moment that I couldn't do it. It was one of the hardest things I ever done. But when I crossed that line, the rush of adrenaline and the hard work, because it took me a year and a half to transform my body. I lost like 5 stones, and all the preparation also helped my mental health. Is the thing that helps me with my mental health is running. And I can say that I have 2 Guinness World Records. How many people can say that?
No, that's how heavy was that?
The 2 stones, and inside the temperature reached. One day when I was training, I put a thermometer, reached nearly 45 degrees inside that costume. I have pictures that me completely, basically nearly fainting. And when I crossed the line, I just nearly fainted. I went to the floor, and the Guinness World Record man came and celebrated, and I just didn't want to celebrate. I said, please, just take me out of this costume. But yeah, after a few minutes, then I thought that I could not, I was not going to finish. But I had help. My partner Lucy went in front of me, and he was shouting and everything. Come on, the last 5K, I thought that would never finish. And the stretch between Big Ben and the Buckingham Palace, that I think that was the longest 2K I never run.
So your partner and your daughter were on Britain's Got Talent, am I right?
Yeah, not as a contestant, but as a public, and we were just behind the judges, and hopefully we'll be there. And I must say, singing or anything is I don't have any of these talents. I have other talents, but unfortunately not to be on British Got Talent. But on the episode that I hopefully featured, there was there's a group of people with learning disabilities and autism who perform, and I think they're amazing. I think they should go all the way and win it.
Yeah. So I spoke to you a little bit. I remember at the hotel, we were talking about Barcelona and Spanish football and stuff like that. What part of Spain did you grow up in?
I come from Barcelona. That's where I came from. I had a very happy childhood, but then I didn't, like any teenager, I didn't know what to do, and I was not particularly well at school. I was getting into trouble, and then I managed, with the help with support of my parents and everything, I managed to choose a career. I wanted to be a physiotherapist, but I didn't have the grades, and then I ended up in nursing, and I quite fell in love with the nursing. But when I finished my career, the jobs in Spain were not very good. I only had jobs for a few days, sometimes weeks, and that meant that I couldn't live alone because Barcelona is very expensive, and I was depending of my parents and everything. And to be able to earn a salary at the end of the month, I ended up working delivering pizzas. And when I was 25, I said, "Well, do I really want to carry on for how many years just on this kind of lifestyle?" And say, "Not at all." And then I saw an advert on a paper. I say, "Come to England, you will like it," and everything. So, well, let's go to England for a year, learn English. My plan was to move to Australia, to a hotter country, and everything. But a year gone by, and now 25 years later, I'm still in the UK. And I had a fantastic career. I've done fabulous things. I even got an award as the best UK nurse of the year in 2018. I mean, I can say that I have transformed and make the NHS better. And then in my latest, now I'm nearly 50. I'm going to be 50 soon. I decided to go back and give back and help other youngsters who may have a struggle like me when they were younger, and to try to improve their lifestyles and basically set them on a correct path that, like some people helped me when I was younger.
So tell me about the awards that you've achieved.
Okay, I became a transformation nurse. I mean, I used to. NHS have a lot of targets to reduce sepsis, to reduce number of waiting times and everything. And I used to take these problems because my mind is very good at looking at problems and simplifying and put simple measures, but very effective. I did manage to do a lot of transformation, and that from my trust when I used to work went from one of the worst in the country to one of the best, and then my projects got now national, got spread nationally. And I also invented a game to encourage people to get the flu vaccine and the COVID vaccine, and I got an award for that. I got an award for Fluvi, and then I've been shortlisted as the best nurse of the year 3 times. I won once. I also just recently, last year, I got the BBC Make a Difference Award for
I saw that. Yeah.
For my work that I did during COVID. Graham, one of the patients that I was one of my patients, one of the longest patients. obviously, he was completely sedated and everything. He nearly died 3 times. We resuscitated him 3 times, but I discovered that he was a musician because I got quite close with his brother because the brother couldn't come. I used to talk to the brother because when I was in intensive care, I wanted to know more about these people because I wanted, to have a connection with these people, and because they couldn't talk, then I rely on the families to tell me more. And also, I need to confess, I went to social media and to Google and Google these people, and suddenly Graham Rogers came about that it was a quite. He nearly made it into the country music and went to Nashville and learned a lot of things. And then I decided to stimulate him to put his music, and his music became one of the themes in the unit. Every day we were playing Graham's music, and funnily enough, Graham said that that's one of the reasons because he woke up because it was very difficult for Graham to wake up, but listening to his music, decided that he wanted to come back. He described him, there was on a tunnel, all white and everything, and suddenly this music came along and recognized the music and say, oh, I need to follow the music. And then he wake up. The doctors, they were going to disconnect his machine because they thought there was brain dead. And suddenly he start tapping the foot. And I say, oh, he's tapping the foot. And the doctor say, yeah, that's crazy. I'm sure it's a reflex and everything. And then his eyelids start moving, and then his heart rate start going fast, and then he woke up. It was one of the most amazing things that happened in my life. But then he got very scared because imagine, suddenly all the units, all of us, there were like 20 or 25 people running to the side of Graham with all our face covered, with all our PPE, with some eyes. He was been in a coma for 2 months. He nearly punched one of our doctors. His reaction was to go and go for a ride. But then Graham went, and 2 years after that, I received a phone call at home and say, the man say, hello, is that Joe? And I say, yes. And they say, I think you saved my life. I start crying. And I don't normally talk on the phone, but we spent nearly 2 hours. And then he wanted to invite me to his comeback concert. And I went to his comeback concert, and we became friends. And now, regularly, once a month, every 6 weeks, we go out and go go for the meals, and we also bonded through the tragic the tragedy that it was COVID, and how affected me, my mental health, how affected him and everything. And then he nominated me for the BBC Make a Difference Awards as a carer for the story that I just told. And I was quite shocked when the presenter announced my name. Yeah, it was quite emotive that night. Yeah, I'm quite proud also. But I got awards, but for me the most important is not the awards. Is the fact that Graham is a miracle, and the fact that I saw him doing what he loved, playing the guitar and singing. And remember, 2.5 years before, I was on the top of his chest trying to resuscitate him because he was going. That made me goosebumps. That's why I'm a nurse. That's why I love what I do, is to make a difference. And for me, the more rewarding is not to have the BBC Make a Difference Award, is to have Graham on that podium, having the time of his life, playing the music he loves and smiling. That's for me. That you cannot put any price onto that.
Yeah, no, that's a great story. It's brilliant. So for the future, what do you see? Do you want to do more TV? Do you want to do, what is it that drives you?
I've been thinking about that. Obviously, it may be that I have 2 minutes of fame. You never know, but I love, if it's possible. I have 2 programs I love to be invited. If I have my wish list, I like to do Google Box. I love to sit in the sofa and shout at the TV and all the programs. And the other ones that I'm a huge fan, me and my partner want to go to travel around the world. You know that program that they drop you in a unknown location and they tell you to go to I love to do that program. That's the 2 programs I love to do. But as I say, if somebody wants to contact me, I mean, I'm not planning to have an agent. I'm not planning to have anything. I just will do as it come along. In every opportunity, I'll take it. I know that some people on the group have left their work and they're waiting for things for the big occasion. I don't. I decided not to plan. I don't plan anything more than 6 months in advance, because what COVID showed me is you never know what's happening in the future. You have all these big plans and they may never happen. I mean, work in the next 6 months. I know what I'm going to do. If somebody make me an offer, I'll say what it takes. I'll go with what my heart will tell me, because that's what I decided to do after all the things that I've done. Who knows? If somebody's watching this this interview and wants to make me an offer, I can be. You know, I've seen a lot of other people that been in shows that now they are presenters. They are also doing other things. I don't know. I'm only 50. I mean, maybe I'm halfway of my life. I have a lot of years to come. I'll take it as it come along.
Yeah, I know what you mean about not doing anything more than 6 months. I'm like, because I'm not being funny, my life changes every day. Like literally, it goes from that to that to that to that within like 12 hours. But Big Brother, would you do that?
I'm in two minds, because a part of my autism is I say it like it is, and I call bullshit, and I may be a bit confrontational, and I may not end up well, because I have a side that I struggle. I struggle with people lying. I struggle with certain things in a social environment that they put very big personalities. I may go in there and not give the image that I want people to see. I'm in two minds, but if they want to have a conversation, we have a conversation. I have certain conditions that if they want me to go to Big Brother house, I will do. One of them is I need a treadmill, because I need to run every day. I need my space, because when I feel my anxiety going up and everything, I have my safe space to run the treadmill. I put my music, and then I'll put everything right again. If I don't have this escape, that can be volatile. But that's what the producers were looking for. I don't know. Big Brother is on my maybe list.
And at the point in your life that you're at now, what would you say to you at 20, 21?
Stop trying to fit in. Stop trying to everybody like you, because it's impossible. Be yourself. Do what you want, and the right people will always be next to you. And the people who you don't really know, I don't care about what they say or their opinion. Just be yourself. I spent a lot of years trying to fit in, and I don't want to fit in. I just want to stand out now, because I'm unique. I have a lot of abilities, and I don't want to be fit on a box and be like a lot of other people. I'm who I am. I'm quite proud of who I am, but it took me a lot of years to realize that, and to also to come into terms with my autism. Because the first thing that when I got the diagnosis, again, the first reaction is, okay, how can I fix me? And it took me a lot of help and therapy and everything. And I have a autism coach and everything to realize that I don't need fixing. It's the society who needs fixing to make sure that we can flourish and we can achieve our potential. It's better neurodiversity. We will all fit and live in a lot more happiness that we are now. It's this awareness also that I want to do in the next few years, is to raise awareness of neurodiversity and what people can do to be more inclusive. That's my passion now also.
Joe, it's been great. We'll do it again at some point after the show,
Okay.
maybe. If you want to come
No
back
worries.
on. Give
If
me a
I'm
ring,
famous, I go to Big Brother, you can have my exclusive interview after I get kicked out of the house.
Appreciate it, mate. Thanks a lot.
Okay.